Everybody, and welcome back to another sketch along. This is a new setup, and today we're going to be doing an alien creature. So I'm looking forward to this little sketch. We're gonna just sketch along. Now I've gathered some references here for some reptiles, some fish, some rabbits. So the idea was initially sparked by a friend of mine who said a dragon bunny because it was Easter time, and I kind of gone away with that a bit and decided, okay, let's do a creature. Let's just do an alien creature because why not? It's fun. And we're gonna just start now and sketch along, guys. If you want, I hope you like this new setup. It's a little bit awkward because I have a small desk, but hopefully it looks good for you guys. That's what's important. So I'm gonna go ahead, just start sketching about, see what we can do with this. So alien creature, you can try to give yourself some constraints, right? Just to see, constraints, they improve creativity. If you just say alien creature, it's gonna make it hard. For me, I am doing a reptile based off of a rabbit as well. So what I'm going to try and do is I want to have like a split jaw. I think that looks really cool for like an alien creature. Maybe going to play around with some dog anatomy as well in the body. But the head, I think, is where I want to keep the more, let's say, rabbit features. So maybe let's have like the big teeth of a rabbit, and then we'll have some sharp teeth coming off. I think perhaps we can have the split jaw coming down and have like a big tooth on the end of the end of the split. Now, if we look at a rabbit skull kind of goes like this and then like this. So you have that kind of up and then across like that. So maybe we can play with that a bit. See what we can do with that. Then we're going to have this second part of the split jaw. Having that big tooth, kind of like a predator actually. I'm going to have that jawline. Now, I think maybe we can actually add in some ears. Try and get that rabbit across if we can, without it looking too strange. Now, maybe the pose, we can kind of have it coming up. And then maybe where, to be honest, I feel like maybe that's a bit too, kind of go like this. And now this is just going to be a rough sketch, of course. I mean, usually I would do a rough sketch like this, then refine and refine and refine. I'll probably do a bunch of rough sketches like this and then refine it. But we don't have time for that really in these sketch alongs. I don't want them to be too long. We're 5 minutes in, so I think this is going to be like a 20-minute, 30-minute video. It's enough to get a good sketch out for you guys, and then I don't think I'll have time to refine it. after the fact, but it's still fun to brainstorm these kind of ideas, see where it can lead us, push our design skills. See where we can push this. Now maybe we can have him roaring, so we'll have it coming down. Perhaps we can even have some little teeth on the inside here. So that one's going to come down. I want it to look like the jaw is stretching, to make it look a bit more like it's roaring at something, you know, it's about to attack. Now this is what sketching is really. I mean, I think we can extend this a bit. You know, I think a lot of beginners, I did it as well, because you see professionals and they sketch, you know, on video, a lot of them, they sketch very cleanly. Now, that might be how they truly sketch because of the, you know, years and years of experience. I have 3 years, which is minimal. It's still quite new to the whole industry. And, but you know, you see these professionals of 15, 20 years sketching, and obviously they've built up the muscle memory where they're very clean, a lot of them, right? But not all of them. I mean, there are some professionals that sketch rough. I mean, for me, this is my workflow. I really like to search around, you know, like I remove and I kind of search around, trying to find shapes that look cool, look interesting. And usually, you know, the anatomy of things you can refine later. You know, for now, you can just play around with shapes. Like proportions and that, like this head just feels a bit too big for the neck. So I'm gonna bring it down a bit. Okay, like it looked a bit too big for the neck. It doesn't seem like the neck could hold that. Maybe we can make the top jaw bigger like that. Let's have this one come down more. Yeah, you can really play with this. Like I'm trying to get that kind of proper. I want it to feel like the whole thing is stretching. The skin here is stretching. Maybe we can have some sort of tongue. Coming out as well, like some spike on the end of that, a little bit like a whip tongue. And then I want to try and figure out the ears, you know, how can we have these looking a bit more rabbity, I guess, because I don't really want to force it. I want it to seem, you know, natural, which is, well, with creature design, that's what you want. So trying to get that natural feeling across. again, anatomy can be refined later in the kind of refined sketch. You can always, so as long as it looks somewhat believable now in the rough sketch phase, you're fine. We can always, like I said, refine that later on. And okay, for like the neck, we can maybe make it a little bit bigger. And this is what creature design is. I mean, especially if it's sci-fi, it's exploring. You have your references, you have the idea, you know the anatomy. It's always good to choose a base anatomy. So like for the body and the legs, I'm kind of going with more dog-like feet, like legs, where it's like thicker to thin, and at the back here it will actually be like boom, 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 right? So it'd be like that because the dog's back legs. So let's try and, again, doesn't need to be super clean right now. The worst thing you can do, especially at the start, at the beginner level, the worst thing that you can do right now is try to create something really refined and good looking straight away. I mean, even some of the masters, they used to, before they did the main painting, they would actually paint the same thing 10 times on smaller canvases and then go bigger, right? So it's fine. It's a good thing to explore and to do a rough of it. I mean, it's amazing if you can just draw something. That is a crazy skill, but it's not really my workflow. It stresses me out too much and it blocks my creativity. So I prefer just to go with something that is a bit more loose, a bit more just playing around with it. Because for me, it doesn't block my creativity. So here we have the main sketch, right? Basically done. So what I'm going to do now is just going to refine it for a couple minutes, just play around with it, fix some things. But overall, this is the main sketch. The exploration is done. I would do something like this and then move on and do another exploration and another one until I find something that really clicks for me. Like this overall design, I do like it, but I think that it could be improved in areas. So I kind of want to add some like hair, like this spiky hair, not the kind of hair you want to touch, let's say. Maybe we can add some big, medium, small in here. Some spikes. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the sketch along, just to chill out for a few minutes and sketch something. Again, I think it's really important to understand that you don't have to spend an hour to get something out. You can spend 10-15 minutes and have a drawing, have an idea on canvas. And if you don't like it, that's it. It doesn't matter. It's 10-15 minutes. Right, that's art. Art is not getting something perfect out straight away. That's not what art is. It's not what design is. And very rarely, even the most professionals, very rarely will they draw something the first time and love it. it's rare. For me as well, like if I was designing this creature for like a portfolio piece, then I would probably explore all day. I would spend 8-9 hours just doing these kind of sketches. That's what I enjoy to do. Now, I can't do that for a client. I can do that for my personal work. For a client, I will explore 10-15 sketches and then kind of move on, choose maybe a couple of them, 4 or 6 of them, and then I will refine those ones, make them presentable as sketches to the client, and then go from there. Maybe they hit the spot, maybe one of them does, maybe a couple of them does, maybe I need to combine a couple of them to get the right design that the client wants. But with your personal designs, this is where you have a chance, okay? So don't rush your personal projects, because if you rush them, like you're gonna have deadlines with clients anyway, okay? But you do have to give yourself constraints on your own personal project. If it's gonna be for portfolio, you don't want to spend 3 or 4 months on it, because unless it's massive, right? Obviously, if it's a massive project with multiple designs, inside, like 10-15 designs inside one project, ranging from characters to hard surface, then of course it could take a couple months. But if it's just one character or one creature design, it should take you no longer than 2 weeks, right? But really 6-7 days should be plenty of time, but let's not say days, let's say hours. So because some of you may have school and work and things like that, so say 60 to 65 hours to take a design from start to finish. Okay, if you're working full-time on it, 5-6 days. So that's about it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this little sketch along. Hope this sketch did something for you, inspired you. Hope you got some value from this, enjoyed it, because that's what it's about. I really enjoy making these. It also kind of forces me outside my comfort zone, because I haven't done creatures in a while, or even sketch creatures, because I am currently in the transition period. I would say I am transitioning to hard surface, back to hard surface, should I say, because I realized after exploring and trying to find my creative voice, I guess you could say, that I do enjoy characters and creatures, and probably will do some more in the future. But my true passion, it lies in hard surface. Weapons, spaceships, things like that really, really inspire me. Really make me excited to work on it. So that's something that I'm gonna transition into now over the next couple of months, creating some designs, some portfolio pieces. I will make videos about those designs as well. But yeah, hard surface kind of things really, really get me excited to work on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you're new, and if you're not, then I hope this helped you in some way, or maybe helped you to get to know me a little bit better, and things like that. So enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you all in the next sketch along or the next video. Bye bye.